Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. This is Richard.
Richard, you did.
So I have kind of a Dollar Tree kind of project I'm working on. So a few years back, Michelle and I found these my colorful map of the 50 states, and on this side it has this picture here. On this side it has a map of the United States with, there we go, with each of the states initialed to know which is where and this and that. Alright, and her and I went out traveling down south and out west, as everyone should remember, the Great Adventure. So anyway, we colored in each of the states that her and I have been to together, and there they are. Now, there are a couple states that her and I have been to prior to us getting together. I know that was such a long time ago, who even remembers that, right? But I've been to Virginia and Maryland, and she's been to Virginia and Maryland, and we've both been to California, but we haven't been there together. So they're not listed on this map, colored on the map, because her and I haven't done it together. So this was our map. I've got a couple of these, and this one is the one that I keep, and I just colored in the states that her and I traveled to. Now, let me go grab something here real quick and let me show you something else. Okay, so we were at Hobby Lobby, and again, this is a while back, and we found this really cool wooden United States, and we were going to, well, we still will, we're going to wood burn the initials of the states in here, I think, or somehow get them initialed, and she wants to stain each state that we've been to. So there's that. But we haven't got to that yet. And all of that. Now, a couple days ago, we were at the Dollar Tree, and they've got these poster stickers. It's a sticker of the United States with the stickers of the states. Bingo bango. So I am going to put the sticker of the United States on this piece of cardboard right here, and I am going to transfer the states in which her and I have been to together onto this one. So I thought, maybe fun time, I'll just bring you guys along. So let's get started. So here is the cardboard. Now, I could leave it onto this here, but it's got this separation thing I just don't like. So where is the, there it is. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and transfer this, and hopefully we can transfer it without too much issue. Oh, now it's going to have to stay there. Just like that. And we'll get the second one. Second one's giving me a little bit of trouble. There we go. On this side. Alright, now we're going to have to line this bad boy up. Oh, it's going to be a little overthrow. Let's see here. Yeah, a little bit. Well, dude, no. No, 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 no. There we go. Alright. Alright, that's pretty close. Got a little bit of an issue over here with Alaska and the Hawaiian Islands. There's just a tad bit right there that doesn't fit, but I can solve that problem. I have a second one. Which isn't exactly, that'll work. There we go. Bingo bango, just like that. Now there's a little issue over here with Texas. But that shouldn't be too much problem because we've been to Texas. So we should be able to fix that up. The funny thing is oh, I've been to Oklahoma as well. Yeah, Oklahoma's not marked, but I've been to Oklahoma. As a matter of fact, I was stationed there in basic training, but her and I have not been to Oklahoma. Well, there's a few that I haven't colored in, because we've been to Iowa and South Dakota together. I didn't color those in. Huh? I didn't fix this map, because we've been to South Dakota and Iowa, because it was Nebraska that was surrounded we didn't get to. And I think her and I may have, I don't know, I'm gonna have to check. I don't think that map is updated. Anyway, here we go. This is decent. There we go. And I have a paper cutter, so I'm gonna make a nice little cut right here. Okay, so I got clarification. So yes, her and I have been to Oklahoma together, we've been to Iowa together, and South Dakota definitely needs to be colored in because we stayed in South Dakota in the Black Hills and we went to Deadwood and all kinds of fun stuff. But Iowa and Oklahoma isn't marked on this map because we had driven through when we were visiting the kids when we went to Texas once. But we never did anything, and part of the rules of this is we had to have spent some time in the state, seen something or doing something. Just driving through it doesn't count, at least on this map. So anyway, and I know we've both been to, see, Ohio's not marked either, and we've been to Ohio because we've been to fights and stuff there.
Right, but I thought we were only counting places that we've been to, like, on our adventure. But if you want to count Ohio, we can put Ohio. Because, yeah, we went to the fights there, like 3 different times.
Yeah. Well, I'll mark what I've got listed here and South Dakota, and then we can talk about the other 3.
Okay.
All right, so anyway, oh, yeah, I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. I went to talk to Michelle about the issue, and I forgot to get the paper cutter. Ah, my life. Okay, so I got the paper cutter this time, and I grabbed some colored pencils. So I talked with Michelle, and the thing is this map here was just for the adventure, but we can't count just the adventure because when we go back out and do other stuff later, it won't be part of that adventure, and then we'd never be able to mark anything on our list. So what we're going to do is South Dakota definitely gets colored because South Dakota we've been. So I'm going to finish coloring this up and I'll get right back with you. Alright, so we have been to Ohio. Well, that's green. I got Indiana green. Let's make it this light blue. We have been to Ohio several times for back in the fight days when her and I, when I used to fight, and we would do stuff with fights. We've been to Ohio. Now, we have been to Iowa. So I'm going to mark it with a black marker, or a black. We've been to Oklahoma together, but we've just driven through. We've never really done anything in these states. So I think we may still leave Iowa and Oklahoma blank for now. Even though her and I have driven through them, we haven't really done anything. And of course we've been to Florida many, many, many times. But again, we skipped Florida in the adventure because we knew if we went to Florida in our adventure, we may not ever leave Florida. And we didn't want to do that. So I am definitely going to color in Florida in this one, because we've been to Florida countless times. Well, I guess we could count them. I think her and I have been to Florida together at least 8 times. I know that much for facts. But maybe a little more than 8 together. And I used to live in Florida and she used to live in Florida, but we never, that was before her and I got together. Anyway, there we go. We will leave Iowa and Oklahoma for thinking. I don't know whether we'll, although we have driven through them, we haven't really did anything in those states. And then again, like I said, Virginia and Maryland, her and I have both been to, but separately, and as well as California. Now she's been to like New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, because they drove to California and I flew to California, so a little bit different there. Alright, so let's go ahead and for now we will leave this map as it is here. Let's get this paper cutter and let's see here. I don't need to be precise, but let me grab a yardstick here. And let's see what we got here. And let's see, we'll just give it an inch. That's pretty close. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we'll just cut that off like that. And then we'll have our little map just like this. Bingo bango. Alright. Now, let's start filling in these states. And I am going to go grab my eyeballs because I think I need those. Alrighty, so yeah, I need reading glasses at this point, just pretty much for everything. So let's see here. Well, South Dakota and Colorado are down here at the bottom. So let's pull off South Dakota. South Dakota was fun. We went to a national forest there in South Dakota and spent a week or so. Now let's see, let's try to just Utah, Washington, California, Maine, Kentucky. We've been to, well, here's Colorado. Let's go ahead and get Colorado. Colorado. Woo! Almost put Colorado one upside down. Well, they are upside down people. They can be. So we've been to Colorado. Let's see here. Well, I guess we're not going to be able to just keep these kind of in any kind of order because they're not really in any kind of order on this paper. So, I guess we can just start goobly-garring. Alright, we've been to South Carolina. Her and I spent like 2 weeks in South Carolina. South Carolina. You know what would be appropriate to put on after South Carolina? Would be Louisiana. And I'll tell you why. Because we left South Carolina and we drove to Louisiana the very next day. So I went out in the ocean in South Carolina on January 2nd. And then January 3rd, I was walking down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. How fun is that? I mean, who gets to have a fantastic life like that? We're poor people too. We can't afford to be traveling around and shit. Indiana. Her and I have spent many years in Indiana together. Hence, that's where we are. So, all right, Ohio, gozaimasu. All right, now, again, we didn't go to Ohio on our adventure, but her and I have spent many hours in Ohio because of fights and stuff like that. Not with her and I, but because. Let's see here. Of course, we've been to Illinois. We never really stopped too much in Illinois because we don't really like Illinois. The people there are a little goofy. But we drive through it. And then that kind of goes against, hey, did we ever stop in Illinois and do anything?
Other than our family reunion?
Family reunion? Okay. Alrighty, that's fine. Yeah, we try to avoid going to Illinois. Michelle's mother is from there. So, Missouri. We like Missouri. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in Missouri. Well, Missouri's where we went to Walt's, that's where Walt Disney's from, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I got to go to Walt Disney's family farm, roam around there. That was fun.
Marceline, Missouri.
Who?
Marceline.
Marceline, Missouri. Okay. And we've been to Georgia. Georgia's not my favorite state. I don't know. It's just not my favorite state. But that's how we get to Florida. And Florida could possibly, well, is one of my favorite states. So, let's see. Well, where's Alabama? Alabama doesn't seem to be on this side of the thing. So, well, Mississippi is here. All right. Mississippi's interesting. We went to one of the 7 Kokomos in the United States, which is in Mississippi. You have a Kokomo, Indiana. You have a Kokomo, Mississippi. So, as a matter of fact, when we were on our adventure, we went to Mississippi for the simple fact that I wanted to go to Kokomo, Mississippi. No other reason, honestly. We just went to Mississippi to go to Kokomo. If you think Kokomo, Indiana is a small place, oh my God. Kokomo, Mississippi is just ridiculously small. All right, I think, well, we've been to Arkansas, Arkansas, and Arkansas we've been to a few times. My ex-wife was stationed there, and we would go there and pick up the kids and spend some time in Arkansas. Arkansas. I think that's about it on this. No, Tennessee. Oops. Patron state of shooting stuff. Tennessee. Tennessee's pretty awesome. That's Michael's favorite state. Michael and Jalinda's favorite state's Tennessee. We go to, what was that, Gatlinburg? Yeah, we go to Gatlinburg. They love Gatlinburg. All right, so this side over here, this second one, is going to have a lot more states removed, I do believe. Alrighty, and again, we've been to Iowa, but we kind of debating on that one. Wyoming, my new favorite state. I love Wyoming. It's square. Just a square, just like Colorado. It's solid. Wyoming is absolutely my favorite state at this point. Alright, let's see here. We have not gone to Montana. We have not gone to Arizona. We're skipping Iowa. Here's Florida. Michelle and I's most favorite state together is Florida. Yeah, that didn't go on too well, but it's going to have to stay that way. Florida. Here's Kentucky. Go north and turn left, sudden like.
Y'all know what movie that is from.
Kentucky. North Carolina. Michelle and I went to North Carolina specifically so I could show her where I was stationed in the Army. I spent a few years in North Carolina. I love North Carolina. I truly, truly do. Okay, Alabama. I've been to Alabama. There's Alabama. Let's see here. How come we don't? Okay. All right, so on our adventure, her and I did not go to Michigan, but we have spent time in Michigan together. We've gone up there because of her family. We just recently, her and I, went up to Michigan. Technically, we were driving our son up there, but her and I went to Lake Michigan and hung out for the day. We've been up there for a few reasons, and we found the greatest pizza place in the world, which is in Lake Michigan, or, yeah, up there at Michigan. So Michigan gets listed on this map, Plain and Temple. So let's, where's Michigan? There we go, Michigan. Let's pull Michigan off here. Whoop whoop, and make sure we get Michigan put on here. Yeah, there we go. Let's finish the Michigan map part. just like that. Let's get a darker blue. I don't know if that's purple. Nope, a lighter blue. We'll use a light blue. And we'll go ahead and color in the actual lake. There we go. So Michigan. Michigan is done as well. Good. All right, now where are we at? We have not been to Montana. We've not been to Arizona. Yes, we have been to Kansas together. As a matter of fact, on our adventure, we went to Boot Hill. And I walked around Boot Hill in Kansas. Kansas is fun. I liked Kansas. Kansas was a nice place. Well, we have, we're going to leave Oklahoma for the moment. Here's big old Texas. Texas is bigger than any freaking, any of the states. Hell, it's bigger than like many of them put together. So there's Texas. Texas is fantastic. We don't mind Texas. I mean, the people there are fan-freaking-tastic. I'll be honest. The people in Texas are wonderful, wonderful people. The people in Texas are as friendly as the people in California are as not friendly. So, let's see. What do we got here? And let's see here. Are we missing? I think that's it. I think that's it. So I think this is kind of our map. Let's make sure. Okay. No Alaska, no Hawaii. We don't have anything on the actual west coast. And nothing Montana, Nevada, or North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I'm still debating on Iowa, because we have driven through Iowa and we have driven through Oklahoma. So I'm kind of going to question those. Then we have Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and everything up in there we don't have. So the upper East Coast and the far west is blank now. There's a few states up in the upper northern we haven't been to. I'm going to discuss with Michelle about Iowa and Oklahoma because I think we should count those because we did go through them. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Here so far is the map of the states that Michelle and I have been to together. Now, if I say it like that, I have to put in Iowa and Oklahoma because we've been there together. Now, if I say, here is the map of the places Michelle and I have gone and done things, that's questionable. But anyway, pretty freaking awesome. Let me see here. And here's this map here. Alright, so I talked with Michelle and we discussed it. I let her make the final decision, but I'll have to be honest, her decision is exactly what I wanted. So, but I didn't say that to her. Now she might hear it. Anyway, Iowa and Oklahoma are now colored because we were in Iowa and Oklahoma together. So this is the states we've been to together. Doesn't necessarily mean we did a bunch of stuff while we were there. We just been there together. So I am pleased to now put in Oklahoma. And where's Iowa? Maybe it's on this. There it is. It's on the other one. And Iowa. Cool beaners. Now the fun thing is that, well, which map? We'll use this newest map that I've got. This right here. So you can see that Nebraska is completely surrounded, but we have never been in Nebraska together. And as a matter of fact, I don't think either one of us has ever been to Nebraska, even separately. But when we'd go through Ohio, we went down to Missouri and Kansas, and then across to Colorado, and then from Colorado we went up to Wyoming and South Dakota. And when we went home, we shot through Iowa, Illinois, and back into Indiana from South Dakota. We took the short route. We completely missed Nebraska every time we've been anywhere near it. We've always missed it. So we've circled it. So Nebraska is a necessity, I think, to make sure we hit, just so the map doesn't look so weird with that little blank spot in the middle there. So there we go. All right. I had to have my reading glasses on to see anything anymore. The 22 states that Michelle and I have been to together. We need to fill in the rest of the blanks. Honestly, we need to go on another adventure, or at least travel. We do have an idea. I don't know if Michelle has discussed it with her people yet, so let me go check with her before I even mention it. Okay, so I've had a discussion with Michelle. We've talked about it. And since it's just something we want to do, we do want to do it. We would like to plan on doing it. The way our circumstances are now, it'll never happen. But Michelle's working on something that would help the situation. It may take a couple years to do, but her and I were discussing, once this event occurs that is going to allow us to be able to do this, we were going to drive from Indiana to California, to Disney in California. But now she's come up with a really good idea. Fly from Indiana to Arizona and then rent a vehicle in Arizona, because we have all this area up here we need to work with anyways. So we can fly to Arizona, which is the state that her and I have not been together yet, and then drive the rest of the stuff out here out west, and have a vehicle for a week or so, and then we can go through all of the western states, and when we decide to turn in the car, we can turn it in wherever we go and end up, and then we can just fly back to Indiana. So now, again, not going to happen until a big life change happens for us, but it is in the works, and it solely depends on, well, not just Michelle, but it's Michelle's thing. So it's going to be on, huh?
You can tell them.
Oh, she's working on getting disability. So until that happens, then she just told me, you can tell them. But she's working on getting disability. And I'm not going to say if. When that happens, which could take 2 or 3 years. Easily take 2 or 3 years. But once that does occur, then both her and I's financial situation, although it's always us, it's never her and I don't want to make that sound, but people who know us know that's not how it is. But when she gets disability for herself, along with my disability and my VA, we would be able to do this travel. So yeah, there we go. That's the plan. So then we can knock off 4 or 5 or so states out west here, and have that listed. So right now, here are the 22 states that Michelle and I have been to and had fun in. So hopefully in the next few years we can knock off a couple more states. It's not unrealistic for us to maybe go over to Pennsylvania or something like that as like a extended weekend trip. We might be able to pull that off. Right now though, we are trying our darndest to get this Oh, she hasn't told that. See, I've asked you every single thing up to that point, and you kept saying, oh, tell him, oh, tell him, oh, tell him. And then I blurt that out, and you're like, I haven't told him that yet. Okay, shh. You didn't hear that. You want me to edit it out?
Yes, please.
All right, never mind. All right, so hopefully what I just said got edited out. At least that small little snippet. All right, so I said something that I wasn't supposed to say. It's still a secret. So, so listen. No, listen. Everything else, everything I've been talking about, I've paused the camera and I've gone in there and discussed whether or not I can say something, right? And I'm sitting here talking about her getting her disability and all of that, and I'm skirting around the part about her getting disability, and she's like, oh, you can tell him that. I said, okay, so I tell you that. And then I blurt out that other thing without saying anything. She's like, oh, I didn't tell him that. I'm like, oh, shit. All right, so anyway, now I got a little bit of editing to do to get that out. So if there's this weird non-connection between one thing to another thing, it's because I had to edit that little thing out. Anyway, there we go. All right, so this whole freaking video, how it rambled off, because I do that. I digress completely. It's part of who I am. Here are the states that Michelle and I have been to. So she wants to get a picture frame and frame. This is freaking cool. I like it. So we're gonna get a picture frame to frame this up, and I'm keeping the other map and the rest of the stickers on the back end here, so when we go to another state, we can, or if we go to a state that we've been to before, which might happen, but I can't tell you why. All right, thank you guys for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.